On the set of axes provided, sketch the graph of f of x equals minus 2e to the power of 1 minus x plus 4. Clearly label any axial intercepts with their coordinates and asymptotes with their equations. So the first thing we're going to do is mark on the horizontal asymptote for this exponential graph. And because of the plus 4 here, we know that this graph has been translated 4 units in the positive f direction, which means our horizontal asymptote will now have an equation of f equals 4. So that will be this line here, and we draw our asymptote on with a straight dotted line, and it will have the equation of f equals 4. Next, we can determine the axial intercepts of the graph if they exist. So the first thing we're going to do is find the y-intercept or the f-intercept, and that occurs when x equals 0. So we want to evaluate f when x is equal to 0, so we can use that notation, and that's going to give us minus 2e to the 1 minus 0 plus 4. So that just gives us f of 0 is equal to minus 2e to the power of 1 plus 4, so we can write that as 4 minus 2e. Next, we can find the x-intercept if it exists, so that's going to be when y is equal to 0. So by y equaling 0, that's just f of x is 0, so we're going to have the equation 0 is equal to minus 2e to the 1 minus x plus 4. And now we're going to rearrange this to get e to the power of 1 minus x by itself. So to do that, we're going to start by subtracting 4 and then dividing by negative 2. But negative 4 divided by negative 2 is just positive 2 is equal to e to the power of 1 minus x. And now we can use an equivalent log statement to find the value of x. So our equivalent log statement will be log of, and the base remains the same, so we're going to have log e of 2 is equal to 1 subtract x. Therefore, we find that x is equal to 1 subtract log e of 2. Now, before we go and sketch our graph, we need to decide if this value and this value here are positive or negative. So as e is about 2.7, we're going to have 4 subtract 2 lots of 2.7, so that value there is going to be negative. And now as we're doing this tech-free, we're not going to find exactly how negative that value is. All we need to know is to put it on the negative side of the axes. For x equals 1 minus log e of 2, if we have a look at log e of 2, the base e is 2.7 something, and the part inside is 2, and we're asked what power do we raise e to give 2, and it's going to be a power less than 1. So we're going to have 1 minus something that's less than 1, so it is going to be a positive value. So now that we have that information, we can go about sketching our graph. So our graph, if we have a look at the rule, has been reflected over the x-axis and reflected over the y-axis. So that means that our graph is now going to be in this position here, where this x-intercept was when x was equal to 1 minus log e of 2, 0, and this y-intercept here was when x is 0 and y is equal to 4 subtract 2e. So that is the graph of f of x.